Okay, the first question you had was how do you get a picture from a website as a reference picture? So if I wanted, like I said before, I'm going to get something pretty simple. We're going to go with Barracuda. Okay. And then we go to save image. And it should, if this was on your computer, you just go to your computer and it'll say save to your desktop. And just save to your desktop. That way it's easy to find. Then we go to here. And then on Krita, it'll be like file. And then you open. And you open that file. And it should pop right into your thing. And then it'll be like a regular blank document. Let's see. Insert a phone. And then it should look something like this. Like I wanted to get that Barracuda, like I said. Okay. Alright. So then we get the Barracuda going. And okay, so if I wanted to draw this, I would take it and I'd look at it. I'd zoom in. You can push zoom in on Krita, but you can just zoom in and start drawing. You know, it'll just be like, for you, it'll be your mouse or your tablet pen. And then just go like that. And then like this, and then we go like that, and we zoom in a little bit. Okay, and then just draw it up, go like this. And just draw it. Okay. I already messed up because I didn't add a layer. So in Krita, you would add the layer. You would add a layer. You'd add a separate layer. So you go to your layers tab, or you can press Control L. I think it's Control L is the add layer thing for Krita. So I'm just going to erase this. I do this because that way I can change the size, because it doesn't give me the best or the biggest paint area like you do on the computer. Because my driver's acting up, I'm going to have to go old school. So, and then you just go like that. And then go like this. Make it a little bit smaller. Zoom in. Then we go like that. Okay, like this. Okay. Krita, I'm right now. The difference between this and Krita would be you just change your brush size. I mean, the brush doesn't really matter, but normally I would have drew something from scratch. But since this is just a representation, I got my reference. It doesn't have to look perfect, But then I take it from this and I make it into something better. And then I go like this. Let me get rid of my reference photo. And then for Krita, you would just get rid of that layer. You'd hide the layer. That's all I'm doing, is hiding that layer. And then, so if I wanted to add shadow, I always I remember, because I'm like giving you some old school advice. Okay, anyway, if I wanted to make it look like there's shadow for my shading, I always pretend, for my teacher used to tell us, pretend the sun, put the sun where the shadow is. Hold on, I'm gonna add a layer for that. You always pretend the sun's right here. Let's say the sun's right there. So we want to have the sun cast everything. These are called vantage points. You really, when you're drawing something, for it to look right to the naked eye, it's all got to go to one spot. When you're doing your coordinate line or your you want to do your coordinate level line. Okay. Then you set your dot, and then you just have all your points go to that. For art class, that's part I never understood. But anyway, like I was saying, so when you're doing the shading, you want to make it look like the sun is coming to this area, and the darkness, which is right here, darkness is right here. So we're trying to make it look like the sun is shining straight on it. So we get rid of this, we get this there. Okay. Alright, so what I normally do is I'd either change my brush to get a lighter brush. I know they got spray paint tool or airbrush tool on Krita. So you would take it and all I did there was change a layer's background color. For Krita, that would be, you can add the paintbrush or the paint bucket tool and just throw all your water in there. I do that way I can contrast the light. Okay, so for this, we're gonna do this really light. Add a little bit of shadow. Sorry if my hand's in the way. This is the add the light, and what you're doing right here is you're just tricking the human eye. You're not really. It's just tricking everybody else. Okay, and then you just go like this. And you're just adding, making it look nice. Okay. And you're just going in on that. And if you notice, I'm not really too focused on the coloring in aspect. Okay. We just go like this. Okay. Now we would just get a darker color for the darker layer, the shading. So we're just doing shading. Basic shading. Doesn't have to be nothing special. Just like Bob Ross says, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want happy little paint. Happy little paint. And just go like this. Just happy little paint. And then just we focus a little bit on the eye. And just like that. Okay. Happy little paint. Okay. And you could do this for like your coloring too. Since we basically what you did was you create a mask. And then we just add the color we want. I'll make him green. It don't matter. You know, you just go in there and make it all nice and pretty. Yeah, we're just doing this all nice. This even works for like when you're doing your colors too. So like right now, I'm just made it darker. So we just get lighter color, and we just that way it doesn't look weird. We just do like this. So like right now, what I'm doing is I'm creating the illusion that it's a lighter color. Yeah, no, it's just optical illusion for the eyes. You just go in here. Normally listen to like Gucci Mane or something. Alright, and we got the color going, just a little bit darker. And we'll make it a little darker. Okay. Okay. Just like that, Okay. Okay, and then we make his eyes, his irises. Okay, go in there. We just make his eyes. Alright, right here, just get oops. A little bit right there. A little bit right there. What's that? A little bit right there. Alright. You can always blend it. You can add some blending tool. Like if you're gonna like smudge it a little bit. Yeah, like right there. Now if you were to add the shadow like something below him, like sometimes you can do it like this. You can select the layer, and then you just blacken it all out. Okay, let me just get rid of all this, and we'll just make it all black. Oops. Yeah, let's go like this. This is just making it all nice and black that way. You don't have to do it like this necessarily, but for like doing water or whatever, We wanted to make it look like he's got like a little shadow. So then we just add this above, these two above, this one above. Alright, and we just bring this down a little bit. And we'll, like right now, you would just be changing your opacity. So you want it to be less than, but you don't want it to look like you're just, right now you're just changing the opacity. And then just nice and neat. You can definitely tell. Probably do this one a little bit distorted. So what you're doing right here, since the light is coming right here, you can make it look all crazy. And then we'll add the seafloor. Or add some more layers. There's a trick. Like if you're gonna do the seafloor, you know, there's a trick you could do. You just get your brushes and go like, just pick your, you know, it's just change your, make sure like yep, just changing brushes, that's all. You can do that with the water too. Like the sea, this is supposed to be like the sea floor. So we're gonna add a little bit of brown. A little bit of brown right here. Yeah, it doesn't really matter as long as it. Go ahead and add this right here. Okay. We'll add a little bit darker brown. That way it has some contrast. Let me just put this over it. Okay. And then we'll add the shadow. Make the shadow over the dark brown. You know, I made separate layers for a reason. And then we can either fix our line art that way. What I normally do, that way I got as a placeholder, I'll shrink down my line art. And I'll make, I mean, some people can do like, what is it, a mental note? For me, it's a little difficult, like to remember. I go like this. We can go like that, add a little bit of this. Like right here, you can even do it with the teeth. Sometimes I'll go with so much detail that I'll even do the teeth. Like I mean, for this demonstration, I might not do all that. Yeah, might as well. But I want this to be an hour long. I'm trying to be slow for you. That way you get all the information you can get. All the free 99 knowledge you can get. Let me go into here. We'll even add this little iris. I don't know what that's called. That's called the light part of the eye. So then we're gonna add right there. It looks like these are the gills. Fix the gills. We add this right here. We go like this. Like this. We'll just add the little details. And then we'll just, since we'll get rid of all this, get rid of a lot of this extra stuff. Oops. Let's do this. Okay. Alrighty. So then we got our barracuda. All I gotta do is color them in a little bit more. Looks like we got a bunch of the learning curve done. We got the shadow, we got the light, and if you want to do a little extra, I'll throw in extra. Throw in some extra, a little bit. Like right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add like a luminance effect. For you, it'd be oops, a little bit lighter. I need a little lighter than that. There we go. Oops. Add this. Oops. Oops. Way too much light. It looks like the sun's coming. Go a little bit smaller. Oops. I want it to be like I'm trying to make it look like it's natural. I don't want it to look like a freaking extraterrestrial's coming after him. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Call that pretty much good. If you have any more questions, like and comment, subscribe. We're going to go ahead and sign her. Yeah. Appreciate the love. Alright. And then you just save your picture. And that's how you draw a barracuda, boys and girls. That easy.